Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. This is going to be a little bit different kind of makeup tutorial. I want to tell you up front that 1/2 of my face costs more than 5 times the amount of the other side. The makeup used on one side of my face totaled out to $339, and on the other side it's just $62.34. So by now you're probably wondering which side is which, or maybe you figured it out. This side is all high-end and this side is all drugstore. And in this video, I'll be showing you basically a tutorial of how all of those drugstore products applied right next to everything. I'm going to give you a quick rundown of everything that's on the high-end side of my face. I'm wearing Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation, that's $38. I put on NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer on the under eye area and around my nose, and that's $29. Estee Lauder Double Wear Powder to set everything, that's $40. $40 also for the Anastasia Contour Palette, where I used one kind of cool tone contour shade around the cheekbone and the hairline, and I used one highlight shade from that palette as well. And then as a blush, I used Estee Lauder Wild Sunset Blush, and that's $32. On the brows, I used Too Faced Bulletproof Brows, a $30 product, which does come with its own brush. And for the eyes, I used the classic Urban Decay Naked Palette, which is $54. As an eyeliner, I used my Tarte Precision Long Wear Liner, which is a felt tip liner pen. That costs $20, and I finished off the eyes with mascara. I used Lancome Grandiose Mascara, which is $32. For the lips, I went with actually one of my favorite high-end lip colors, so this was kind of a challenge to dupe, but I used my Bite Pomegranate lipstick, and that's $24 for a full size. So again, the grand total for the high-end side of my face is $339. So I thought, I bet I can beat that price with drugstore products on the other side. The challenge was really finding things that totally matched up. So now I'll take you through that side in tutorial fashion. And I did put on my drugstore foundation right after I applied the Double Wear, because I thought if that's going to be the overall base for the look, I don't want to like completely have one side done and then do the other. But I used Rimmel Lasting Finish Foundation, which is $6.99. I just blended that in with a buffing brush. It's a matte finish foundation, but I do think it looks pretty nice and natural on the skin. And then I used Maybelline Superstay Better Skin Concealer, a similar format to NARS. It does have the doe foot applicator, but it's $7.99 compared to $29. And I used that again on the under eye area and around my nose and just blended that in with a brush. As a setting powder, I used Milani Multitasker. This is $6.49 compared to the $40 Estee Lauder powder. Both a very matte finish, and both can potentially be built up to a pretty full coverage look, but I used it pretty lightly just to set everything. For contouring, I used my Wet n Wild contouring palette, just 2 shades here compared to that full Anastasia palette, but it also only costs $3.93. So I used that cool tone beige color in the hollows of my cheeks. I also went around the hairline, and then I just used that overall kind of matte type highlight shade on top of the cheeks and anywhere I just wanted to brighten up. Then for the blush, I used my Jordana Coral Sandy Beach blush, which costs $2.99. I just applied that to the outer part of the apple of my cheek. It has that same kind of satiny finish, a little bit of a glow that Estee Lauder Wild Sunset blush does. Moving on to the brows, I used my NYX Tame and Frame, which is $6.99. This does not come with the brush, but I just used that to fill in any sparse areas of my brows. The shade Brunette is definitely a color dupe for the Universal Brunette shade in the Too Faced product. For eyes, I stuck with one palette to get the same look that I achieved with the Urban Decay Naked palette. I used my City Color Barely Exposed palette, $7.99 compared to $54. The matte brown that I used in my crease would be a dupe for Buck, so I just blended that in with my E25 brush. And then I used the equivalent of Sin. I used that shade up under the brow as my highlight. I also used that really shimmery color around my inner corner and just up onto the lid a little bit. Then I patted on a shade that's a dupe for Dark Horse. I just applied that to deepen up the outer part of the lid and up into the crease just a little bit. Then we're putting a pause on the eyeshadow for a second. I went in with my winged liner and I used my Milani Eye-Tech Extreme, which is the exact same shape, style, intensity of product as the Tarte liner, and I applied that across the upper lash line. Then I really followed that shape with a deep color from the City Color palette, which is very close to Creep from Urban Decay, and I just gave myself myself a very deep and defined crease. I also took that just on the lower lash line a little bit with an angled brush. And to finish off the eyes, I applied my $5.99 CoverGirl Supersizer Mascara. Definitely a mascara I'm loving right now, and I do think it can give the intensity and length that I get from the Lancome Grandiose, so I use that on top and bottom. Finally, I used my NYX High Voltage Lipstick in Hollywood, which I found to be the exact same tone of red and a very similar finish to my Bite Pomegranate lipstick, so I just applied that. No liner, no glosses thrown in. I just wanted you to see what these two lipstick shades look like side by side. And that, my friends, is the finished look. It's proof that you really can pull off a similar look with products that cost so much less than these high-end alternatives. And I do love the high-end products, and I think that's really what it's all about. I so enjoy many of those Estee Lauder products, the Urban Decay Naked Palette, the Bite lipsticks, so I really wanted to find drugstore products that I thought could achieve that like high-level look, and I was really pleased with the outcome. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please let me know, and thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!